Shooting it raw?
Yes, shooting it raw. Are you there?
Comment tu vas?
I am good, my friend. Okay, I am so happy to have this recording with you. Listen, you speak in French, and I'll translate. No, your English is good. I mean, it's really good. And if people don't understand, that's their problem.
Je vais faire du franglish.
Okay, enough. Franglish is good for me, see? It's okay. It's
Yeah.
okay. No, we'll make it work. We'll make it work. I've known you since... I was thinking about it before. I've known you since... Okay, Astral Photo, which was like a lifetime away. Do you know what year that was?
I cannot recall that. No, I don't remember that.
Is it 1990s?
Easily. Oh, yeah, for sure. Because I went to the college, le cégep,
Yeah.
from 90 to 93. So we met before that.
Yeah.
So maybe 88, 89.
Yeah, I know. You know, okay, like that was, you know, and the thing is, here's the thing. For a lot of people listening to this, who, for example, the woman I had last episode, she learned how to do photography on digital. She's never used film cameras.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like if it was like so long ago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I know.
I was thinking about working at Astral Photo, going down. I remember the things that really stood out were the holidays, like Christmas.
Yeah, there's so many things that
Getting drunk.
Yeah, no, well, yeah, exactly, yeah. Jean-Michel getting a stroke.
Yeah, oh yeah, shit, yeah. Was it a stroke? No, he had epilepsy.
Epilepsy, exactement, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. That was scary shit.
That was very scary.
I was terrified, yeah.
And then what I also remember, because of who I am, is people bringing in their film canisters with their nudes. So they say, like, the photos of them, like, you know, a bit of like TNA, and then we had a little album in the back.
You knew something was wrong when you get like when we got people standing in front of the magazine, but without getting in, right?
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah. And then just having a really nice collection.
Yeah, oh yeah. The boss had a nice collection. Yes, he did. Yeah.
So
and that lady that came in, we have to say it, that lady that came one day and says, "My camera is burning my face."
Oh yeah. So how long before you started working at Astral Photo were you doing photography?
I started taking pictures in secondaire 5, I think.
Okay, secondary 5. Yeah.
Yeah, secondary 5, exactly.
Wow. Do you remember what camera you were using?
Yeah, Canon AE1. Yeah,
nice.
I do. Yeah, good old middle block. You could drop it on the ground, man. No trouble.
And when was the first time? Okay, so right now, so many years later, holy shit.
Yeah.
What do you do for work? What is your job?
Basically, my job is divided in 3. Like, I'm a photo reporter. I work on movies as a set photographer as well, and I also work in publicity as well. That not often, but those are the 3 fields I'm working in.
Advertising, yeah.
Exactly.
Got it. From when I met you, when we were little punks, until now, have you always been a photographer?
No. When I finished school, the photo school, I've worked for 2 years with a food photographer, avec un photographe de bouffe, if you can translate it.
Yeah, food photographer.
Et puis un jour, les gens du cinéma sont arrivés, puis j'ai vu que il y avait beaucoup de travail, so there was a lot of job in that kind of a field.
Okay, wait, I have to sort of translate on the fly. So one day, some people from movies, from cinemas, Montreal had a pretty good cinema movie making industry.
Yeah.
So these people came on, and then you realized, well, there's a lot of work.
Yeah, exactly. So I started to work as a PA, like garbage and stuff like that, and working around, like getting yelled at, and no worry. Then I started, and then I got up to I got a better job as set PA, which was worst. And then I started to work in the art department, then the camera department, and then the light department, because I wanted to see and understand everything. And I'm a curious person. Je suis assez curieux.
Yeah.
So I wanted to know everything about all the aspects of this industry. And then I ended up hurting myself while working. Like my tendons, they shattered.
Wow.
So I had to stop working with the equipment. So I got there's a program when you get hurt on the sets, or while working, you can do another job. So I decided to go in editing. So I've learned editing as well. And then I came back and I was fed up with being in the dark, getting like all these stressed people.
Yeah.
You know how it is. And then so I got back to be being a set photographer.
A set photographer. Okay, well, okay. No, listen. Now, what would you say? We'll talk about the photos that you've submitted because they're so good, and then there's so many stories in them. But when did you sell a photo, or were you hired on a job that you thought, man, this is porn, this is huge, this is great?
This is great. Well, the moment when I was the plus heureux ou le plus fier?
The happiest and the proudest.
Happiest
and
was,
the proudest.
Okay, happiest was, of course, was in the Great North, because like it's the land of the free, and I always wanted to go there, so it was a dream come true in the bucket list.
Okay.
And so this was when I realized like la chance que j'avais d'être photographe puis d'avoir certaines qualités pour to get this kind of a job. Right?
Okay, so the luck you had to be a photographer to actually get this job. This was to photograph in the north, is it Nunavut?
Exactly, Nunavik, yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, Nunavik with the how do you call them? Aurora Boreal, the Northern Lights.
Aurora Borealis.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Wow. You and I go back so long, and I was thinking about, getting in. You like to drive fast. Or I remember you driving fast. Now, are you still? Yeah, do you still drive fast?
No, actually, I'm a really grandpa person now. You see, I'm surprised hearing that. I'm like, really? I was, but I do recall I liked a lot adrenaline.
Well, driving to your parents' cottage or to a cottage.
Oh yeah, that road.
And then you did that fast, and then us going skinny dipping. In the middle of the night.
Yeah,
that was freaking hilarious. And then,
yes, it was.
And then, okay, so driving in the summer, okay, fast in Quebec, Montreal, whatever. But then also driving to the lake to go spearfishing when it's ice.
Yeah.
That was you're also driving fast back then.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I was in that case, I guess, back in the days, or you know how we are when we're young, like not terrified about anything. Now I have kids and I realize how stupid it is, right?
No.
I don't know. Well, for me, as soon as I got my baby girl, my life totally changed as like for the fear and everything. Mm-hmm. It's like if a switch light up, I was riding longboards as a professional, right? Remember that? And then my lines were not good as soon as my daughter was in my life, right?
Okay.
So it's the same thing. I became a grandpa on that day.
Oh, okay. I have 5 images here that I'm looking at. And the first one I'm looking at is the one of the tent. But what I want to convey to people is that you are a professional working photographer. You are, for people who, you're a photojournalist, you do film sets, you do food photography, you're a working photographer. Do you have a philosophy of, because you've been doing it for so long, do you have an idea of a philosophy of your photography, or do you just think of it as a practice that it's like writing? I'm a writer, so I write.
I don't know. Well, I do know that I want it to be really natural and the most realistic. Like I don't like fake things. No, I don't like fake stuff. So for me, that's a philosophy. As soon as it becomes fake, I cannot shoot no more. Like I totally, my camera goes down, and I don't want to shoot no more.
So
That's
you
pretty
don't
much.
do a lot of image manipulation, post production.
No, no, not that much. Like since I'm from the film era. I
Hmm.
don't know how you call that.
Okay.
I'm using it like as a dark room, right, for the contrast, the fades, and the colors, but not to recreate anything.
Ah,
What you
okay. So
yeah
in this picture that I'm looking at right now,
yeah.
how far north is it?
It's a 53rd parallel.
I don't know what that means.
Salam is like it's a Hudson Bay, the in Quebec. If you
Okay.
follow the Hudson Bay on the west, I'm gonna be like at the straight top, le
Okay.
plus haut de la pointe de baie du Son. So c'est le 53e parallèle.
Right,
Right.
right. Got it. So
It's pretty hard. It's
yeah,
pretty far from here.
it's pretty intense. I mean, so right
Yeah.
now in the photo, there's okay. So I'll just describe what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
The aurora borealis, this beautiful green sort of wash above in the
Yeah.
skies, lots of stars. There's
Yeah.
some hills in the background, a little bit. They're very dark. They're in silhouette. Is that a lake or is that ocean water?
No, what you see in the back, they call the cuestas. The cuestas, they're like it's like way back then. The water level was way much higher, but ça l'a séché, you
I
know, it dried
tried.
out.
Tried.
So c'est comme si c'était le canal de la rivière. So it's like it's if you walk on top of Cuestas, it's like if you were walking up a small hill and then suddenly it was like big drop. So like it's Cuestas.
Oh, okay.
So
And the
this is
tent. Okay, so in the image, there's one tent in the left that
mm-hmm,
nobody's in. There's a
mm-hmm,
tent in the center, and it's
mm-hmm,
a very. It's like almost like a yurt pyramid shape.
mm-hmm.
Inside, I see one, two, three people. Is that possible?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, three people. So the light is coming from within the tent, and I guess backpacks against the tent on the right.
The people like standing in the tent eating caribou stew.
Oh wow, caribou stew. Wow.
Yeah.
So how long?
Yeah.
How long were you up there?
I was there for 9 days.
9 days.
Yeah,
Okay, and this is
9 days.
spring, summer.
It was in September.
Okay.
Actually, so it was yeah, just before fall. Yeah,
Okay. At all, why did they send you up there?
we went for a documentary for two type of documentary. One about la food, like what the people are used to be eating, and now the processed food and everything, and the impact on them. And the other one was for the touristic department. So we took pictures for them at the same time.
Okay. When you say
Actually, that's a way of getting up there. That's how we work. Sometimes we work with the tourist industry, and then we get some money, and then we fly ourselves there with that kind of money. Yeah.
when you say we, you have a group.
Because on that case, like with this picture, I was working with Catherine Giroir, which is like the journalist with whom I'm working pretty much all of the time, and so it was a team job, right?
Cool. So when you go out into the field to make photographs, I mean, we all have our processes.
Mm-hmm.
When you made this image, did you say, okay, guys, I'm just going to go outside and see what I can see? Or did you have this already in mind beforehand?
No, we like I guess everyone going up north is like expecting these aurora boreal or like wishing for. So I was wishing for them, right? So I
Right.
was in the tent having food, and then I said, I'm gonna go out just in case, right? I'm just gonna go see if there's some magic out there. And then suddenly it was there, and I had my tripod and my camera at the same time because I knew like if it was happening, you have to be fast because it goes really fast.
Oh, okay.
So, but it was like a moment thing.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that it comes and goes quickly.
Yeah.
So what kind of are you shooting digital or what are you shooting with?
I was shooting digital on that day. It was like a Nikon D3X.
Okay. How much gear do you bring with you when you go up there up north?
Yeah.
Did you bring your gun with you?
It's a pain in the ass. It's so heavy. Everything is so heavy. Like it's just like crazy. Yeah, we have to be carrying a gun. If it's not us, we have. It never happened though. but you have to be having a bear watch.
Hmm.
So it's someone like just watching bears while you work, but never had une rencontre,
Encounter.
encounter never happened.
Cool.
Yeah, but you know what? The picture, like with les aurores boréales that we were talking about just a few minutes ago, we slept in that tent. Like the small tent in the back is our tent where we sleep,
Hmm.
and then when we woke up in the morning, there were wolf steps all around the tent.
Wow, of course.
Yeah. So lots of gear, super heavy, but you need them because you don't know if you're gonna need it or not. So
Of
since you're so
course.
far, yeah.
Okay, so right now we're talking. I'm in Hong Kong. You are in,
Quebec, Montreal,
yeah, in
Canada.
Montreal, but in Longueuil or in where in Montreal?
I'm in Longueuil right now.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool, man. Let's jump to the next image. The next image I have here is it's kind of nuts. It's a photo of okay. You titled it "The Center of the Emu in Saint-Urbain dans la région
Yeah,
de Charlevoix in Charlevoix." Let me describe what I see. So it
sure.
looks behind. Okay, there's like a heat lamp, I guess, on the
It
top.
is a heat lamp. Yeah,
There's a heat lamp, and behind it looks like drywall that's been
it is a
screwed. Okay,
drywall.
and
Yeah,
then you've got like 8 or 9 of these chicks that are black and white striped that are so. I mean, that's a pretty amazing image. What's the story of this image?
I had to be reporting about like this. C'est dans les régions, les attraits touristiques régionaux.
Okay, so the sort of the regions in Quebec, but it's in Quebec, right?
It's in Quebec, Charlevoix. Yeah,
Okay.
like 1 hour after Quebec. Yeah.
Okay, so basically doing a kind of report or photo documentation of different touristic areas.
Exactly. So these guys are producing this immer for the oil that they have on their skin. I don't know how it works. I don't I don't recall it. I was just like, whoa, what is going on? Because they're all around you and like
They're harvesting the oil from their skin.
well, there's I don't know if it's from the skins. They're harvesting oil for sure because it's good for the body, I guess. They're harvesting the eggs. They're harvesting all these things, man.
Wow.
It's just like
How
a weird
how
industry.
how many animals would you say are on this farm? How big is this farm?
It's how big? I don't know. Like they had like outside because like they're outside and inside. They're free to walk and go around.
Mm-hmm.
I can recall like outside there were like 40 of them and inside like around 80, like
Wow.
80 chicks, maybe more than that.
Is this what time of is this inside? Like, are there windows in the building, or it's just
No,
closed off?
there's no window whatsoever. There's just this big lamp in the middle of their box, and they're like just gathering around it, and that's what it is. And it was kind of like it was like a mob squad. You know, they were like, "This is my lamp. This is my lamp. No, this is my lamp." So it was pretty. That's why they're like all cranked up, right?
Yeah, it's very cute. Well, it's one of those crazy images. You look at it and you're like, what is this story? Okay, let's go to the next one. So the image that you chose or that you have with this quote is basically pines in the middle of a blizzard.
Yeah,
So it's very strong graphically. It's just white and black.
yeah.
Is that produced black and white, or is that basically how the image was rendered?
It's just like with the little contrast. That's how it is. Yeah, because like les épinettes sont noirs. They're really like super like dark green, right? So it's like if they were black
Right.
from a distance, right? And it's so white. It's so white, like so you have to be closing your eyes a little like that. So like the contrast and the lines, that's all you see.
That's great. Where did you make this photo?
This was in how do you call it? Shefferville.
Okay.
Shefferville, which Shefferville is like again, it's a great north of Quebec, but in the middle east.
Okay.
Like if you go in the middle and you go toward east, it's gonna be like around there, and that's again the 53rd parallel.
So why did you go back so far north?
This time there's a train because like rich people they can take a plane to go there. Like first it used to be a mine city. So there were like, il y avait des commerces, there was a cinema, they had, like, it was a city, like a living city. And then suddenly the mine decided to leave. So it became a dead city. So they sold everything for $1 to to some people, and so it's so only the rich people can fly there. But there's a train connecting, like for the minerals, and there's and Inuits and Inus are using this train, right, to go up and up north or down south, and it takes 14 hours for the train to go there, and sometimes it breaks down, or sometimes it has to go on the side and wait for the other train. So they say it's 14 hours, but it could be 1 day and a half. So we decided to, we again with the Catherine, we decided to do a report about it, and to see how it is in Schefferville, how it is to be living in this ghost town now. And it was pretty interesting. So this is why we did a report.
Josephine is the writer, and so she just
yeah.
So why did you quote that particular quote?
Because like everyone over there is like everyone forgot about them, but everyone is really unique. If you take time and if you think about it, and like you realize it, everyone is unique, and je sais pas pourquoi this one was like, yeah, they're pine trees, but every one of them is unique if you stop and you stare at it, right?
Right. For somebody who's not from Canada, it's like when I go to Bangkok at Christmas, in Bangkok and Christmas time, it's like 28 degrees Celsius. It's like you have the train and you have like everybody's super hot and all this stuff, and then they'll have like the Christmas decorations, but they'll have snow, right? Like they'll have fake snow. So to them, the idea of snow is this abstract. Oh, it's white, whatever. But it's brutal, man. It's awful.
It's brutal. Yeah, it's brutal.
It's so hard.
Yeah.
And so this image, when I saw it, okay, the trees are alive.
But life over there is brutal.
Yeah. No shit.
But they're alive, right? Yeah.
I think it's one of these things where it's kind of like that's in a way, I guess, life in the north, right? It's hard. It's really.
That's how it is.
Go ahead.
The guy over there says, "Les épinettes noires de malheur." That's how he said it.
Which translated is like the black pines of malheur, which is like awfulness of
awfulness, exactly.
Just like malheur. Okay, and then the next image I chose is, or the one that we're going to put on here is Centre de Ville de Madeleine, Ville de la Rama. Is this in Canada? No, I guess it's in Venezuela.
Actually, it's in Colombia.
Colombia, okay. Were you just being a tourist?
Yeah, I went. It was for family vacation, but for us, family vacation means like backpack and go somewhere which like no one goes. So we decided to go to the dangerous places with our kids, but they're not. Well, it's not dangerous, but it's quite different than being in Cuba with the Cuba Libre in the hand, right? So we were in the middle of I think it's Medellin, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't. Yeah. So Medellin is used to be known like as one of the most violent city in the world, and for les autochtones as well, right? It's quite difficult.
Yeah, for the natives.
The natives, exactly. So so this image was like pretty powerful because like they're adding like y a des publicités for it and everything, but no one gives a shit, right?
Right.
And when you're in the city, you understand why, because like they're just like us at the same time, and just like people are discouraged because they're not. Comment ils m'ont dit ça, parce que je veux pas vraiment mal le dire, mais ils m'ont dit que la cause native est difficile parce qu'on sait plus qui l'est puis qui l'est pas.
Right, okay. So basically, the native situation is difficult because it's hard to know who is and who isn't.
Exactly.
Wow.
À cause de la pauvreté and tout ce qu'il y a eu, and with the Venezuela crisis at the same time, there's even Colombians pretending being Venezuelans.
Yeah.
So, tu vois, en tout cas, quand j'ai vu cette photo-là, quand j'ai vu ce cadre-là avec les gens assis puis les gens qui s'en foutaient, je me suis dit, wow, that's a nice city shot, right?
So let me just translate that quickly. Just as you're walking by, when you saw this image of people just sort of sitting, doing their thing, not really giving a shit about what's going on, and then you've got this large printed, I guess, advertisement or whatever to raise awareness, the black and white photo of the two kids. Yeah, it's a very powerful image.
For me, il y a un message derrière ça.
Yeah, for sure, there's a message. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So if I were to break into the room
Yeah.
where you're seated, what would I see?
Well, again, I'm in my garage right now because like I'm in my garage. I now it's like comment t'appelles ça une serre.
It's like a greenhouse. Your man cave is
It's
a
a greenhouse.
greenhouse.
Yeah, my man cave is a greenhouse. So I grow hot peppers. So this is where I'm at. I'm at right now. So I'm sitting right next to like 1,000 plants,
1,000
and
plants.
yeah, I have like around 800 to 1,000 plants right now.
Wow, wow, wow. How much did you spend on the lights?
Not that much. Like around $600, something like that.
Okay, that's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money, but like it's a small investment for what it can. Ce que ça peut rapporter à la fin. It's an investment, right?
Right. And
For
when
me,
I
it's just
when,
like
when I saw it the first time, my reaction was, you must be growing pot. And you said, no, no, I'm not.
Not even one plant. No,
Not even one
nothing
plant
like
could
that.
grow,
Not even-
huh?
No, but actually I couldn't because I don't have any more room. So, so it's impossible right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So so I'm in my garage with my toys, my plants, my motorcycle, and my bicycles, and my longboards.
You have your longboards. How many longboards do you have?
Oh, so many. I think I have like around 25 longboards.
What?
Which is like, yeah.
What?
It's my longboard years, right? I got them like in competitions because I used to be sponsored and everything.
What?
So I kept, yeah.
What do you mean? Wait. What's a longboard?
A longboard is like it's not a skateboard. It's longer than a skateboard. I used to be riding as a professional for the. It was just like doing snowboard skating
Yeah.
on the street. So there
Oh,
grabs, spins, and stuff like that.
So-
and yes, I was going fast.
Okay. So when you did crash, what did you hurt?
I didn't hurt myself while I was longboarding. I hurt myself. My knee problem was while I started running with my girlfriend.
I didn't realize that you did you did longboarding professionally.
Yeah.
Montreal
Yeah.
has longboarding history or
Well, I don't know at that particular moment of Montreal life. A few of us made it in the big leagues. I don't know.
Oh,
It was
wow.
popular. We were skating every day. We would, like
So you got the plants, you got your motorcycle, you got all your longboards. What else
Yeah.
would I see? Any camera gear in there or no?
no camera in there. No camera. They're in the other room with the photo equipment and everything. Yeah.
Okay.
The other room.
Hey, so what's happening with the COVID-19? Like, how are you dealing with? Because a photographer like you goes out to photograph.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming you're not working.
Oh no, I'm not working. Well, I'm on standby. That's how I would say because like since I'm a photo reporter, like they could call and say, okay, like can you report on this? Because some other guys they don't want to do it because they're syndicates.
Okay.
Sometimes they don't want to do it, so I could get it, I guess.
Okay. The kind of work that you and I do is very up and
Yeah.
down. You know, it's like
yeah.
when it's good, it's really good. When it's bad, it's
Yeah.
really bad. Were you ever sent on a job that was just nuts? That was just like, this is dangerous. This is messed up.
Not a dangerous one, but a really important one that the one I'm the proudest, like to go back to the first question, like the happiest because it was the bucket list thing was when I was in the Great North, but the proudest was when I was shooting a documentary about music in Sweden, and then I heard about like the kids, like the Afghan kids. Because like the documentaire was about Afghan kids taken care of by Swedish people.
When you say Afghan, you mean Afghanistan?
Afghanistan, exactly.
Okay.
And through classical music, learning
Okay.
to get the stress out, right?
Wow.
But the thing is, like in Sweden, by 18, if you don't prove them wrong, like if you don't prove them that you're really like a refugee, they send you back to Afghanistan.
Huh.
So basically meaning that you're going back to your own death, right?
Yeah.
because like imagine you're in Sweden like at 8 years old and you spend like de 8 ans à 18 ans is one of the most important part of your life,
Yeah,
right?
from 8 to 18.
And then
Yeah.
you get and then you get sent back to Afghanistan, like which is like it's a war country, right?
Yeah.
So I called my partner and I said we should do a story about that because it's important. And while I'm here with the photo, the movie team, we like it's not gonna cost anything because she could have we could have used the same car, we could have used the same like the food, we could have split it in half, you know. So and my crew was okay with it, but we didn't have any money for her to be flying. So in one day we decided to sell pictures through internet by avec un account. How do you call that?
With an auction.
Auction, and then we bought the ticket for her to come in Sweden.
Wow.
So we did a story, and it ended up in the Guardian,
Oh,
the
wow.
paper, the Guardian.
The Guardian? Yeah.
And it changed their life because like some of them were not accepted, and then suddenly they were accepted, right?
Right.
So it changed a legal thing over there. It got it like l'attention international attention.
Yeah.
So I was proud of that
That's
because we
amazing.
changed something. With this guy, Mustafa, like he got the paper at the end, and he studied at the just to be working in a hospital, and
Okay.
now he's working in a hospital. And when you think about it, right now, it's crazy, right?
So yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People were saying, "Oh, we don't want you in our country. You're gonna take our money and everything." Blah blah blah. Now he's saving life.
Exactly. Exactly.
Like, il y a une histoire, il y a une morale behind this.
Yeah, that's
like,
huge.
You have to give the humans like a chance, man. I mean, like,
Yeah.
so this is why I'm super proud of this. This is the proudest moment in my career.
Wow. Wow. Now look, you and I are friends for a long time. Just trying to think about how our lives kind of went in very, very different directions. And
Yeah, it's crazy.
yeah, it's kind of amazing. And then so the last time we met and talked and whatever was in Montreal, and I was really kind of blown away by what I don't want to call you a cliche of a Canadian, but you're full on. You're full on. So if I were to look in your truck, what are the different things I would find in your truck?
In my truck right now?
Yeah. If I broke into your truck, what would I find inside there?
Well, you would find it's pretty clean because I clean my trucks, huh? And actually, you couldn't find nothing in it right now because like it's an empty truck. Actually, no, because like I'm always emptying it because I'm always changing jobs. So like you would find the basic stuff. Like if it's winter, you'll find a shovel and some chains and some salt. You know, like
right.
But nothing.
No, well,
I don't have a shotgun. You know, I don't have a shotgun on the window back there.
Well, that's what I was. You know, for people who like, you know, Montrealers, or, you know, Montreal's a great city, beautiful city, you know, cultural, all that stuff, and then you have Fabrice in the Longueuil who has his shotguns and he goes hunting, right?
Yeah, sometimes it happens. Yeah, that's for sure.
So, so where you live, can you just walk to a hunting trail?
No, I wish. Like across the street, there's a park and there's like lots of reindeers and animals in there, which like would be perfect for my freezer. But sorry guys, but no.
Yeah. So how far do you have to go to actually go hunting and fishing?
Fishing, not far. Fishing, I can take my bicycle and go in the Saint Laurent River, which is like one of the best places I've been fishing in my life.
Oh wow.
Yeah, strangely, because like Montreal is an island and there's like lots of currents, so and lots of the faune marine aussi, like so it's one of the best places. But if I want to go, like I could go far for fishing and hunting.
When was the last time you went spearfishing?
You know what? Last time I went, I think it was with you.
I know.
It was with you, and I sometimes I see things on TV, like the TV shows, and I'm like, oh man, I used to be doing this with Ran, man. This was amazing. And I don't know why. I don't know why I stopped. This is stupid.
A wetsuit that's like an inch thick. Like we didn't get a dry suit, but a wetsuit that was freezing.
It was freezing cold. Yeah, I remember that. But it was amazing fun.
Yeah. I remember having to break the ice with my elbow because there was ice around the lake.
Yeah.
And
being Canadian is a torture, man. I mean,
why do you think I moved? Because it's insane.
I was like, this guy's coming back. What the hell's going on?
In terms of your work, somebody is learning how to become a photographer, loves making images, all that stuff, and thinking, I'm going to become a photojournalist, or what do you have advice for somebody who's thinking of going to say, I'm just going to try to be a reporter. I'm going to try to go do images. What do you feel is the most important thing?
The first thing that comes to my mind is never give up. I mean, there's a cost for it, for sure. Like, I'm not rich, I'm not that poor, but I'm not rich, right? Mm-hmm. But I lived because I believed in it. So,
what was the worst photo job you've had?
The worst photo job I had to be doing.
Yeah, they sent you said like, dude, really? I'm doing this? Come on.
Yeah. I can tell you, like, I'm aller faire des photos dans une porcherie, I found it hard.
What?
Like, what is a porcherie? It's like
an abattoir.
It's not a slaughterhouse, though. It's where they grow them. Right?
Oh, where they raise the pigs.
Where they raise the pigs. Yeah,
okay.
Because they're all ranked up, they cannot move. It's the smell, the noise, and everything, and the concept of. I know it's to feed the people, but I mean, like, it's this. For me, was like, it's weird. For me, it was one of the worst job I had to be doing.
Well, I mean, factory farming.
Sound, I mean, it was crazy. It was just like insane. I got out of the farm and like it took me 2 days to just like be like, wow, they do this as a job every day. I don't know how they do it, right?
That's nuts. I know you, and I could see why this would bother you, especially like your relation. Like, for example, you're the kind of person who you go hunting for meat that you eat, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And I could totally see why, going into a place where they're raising like a factory farm for pigs and whatever, it's got to be
Saying seriously, it was just like crazy. It was just like, don't get me wrong, like the people working there, like they're taking care of the pigs and everything. They're like, they're super nice to the animals. Just like the concept of them not moving, for me, I don't accept it. It's just like, I don't understand it, so I cannot accept it. But as you're saying, like for me, meat is like I go in the forest or I go fishing, and I care about what I kill, right? I don't have fun when I kill, right? Mm-hmm. It's a weird feeling. It's a mixed feeling, but I appreciate the meat when I eat it because like that's how I am. Right?
Well, you're very connected. Like I feel like you're more connected to what you're eating than people who just go into a store and just buy whatever. Like they don't make a connection that when they buy pork that's an animal. Like where I live, we have wild boar, right? We have wild pigs, and because we're essentially vegetarian, we don't. We have relationships with the wild pigs around us. It's just like they have names.
Yeah. But you can apply that with the plants at the same time. See, I'm growing peppers and I grow tomatoes and it takes time and energy.
Sure. Okay, cool, man. Hey, listen, Fabrice, I'm just trying to think of so for the advice, never give up. Just keep persisting, and ultimately, you're
be true, man. Like be true and be honest. Be like, don't. Photography is not about stardom or anything like that. Photography is like capturing a moment and showing it to the people, so that the people can appreciate and remember that moment as well. As it's just like you did, right?
Right.
For me, it's really reporting a moment. It's not about flashing a moment.
Okay, I like that. Reporting a moment, not flashing a moment. Okay, man. Listen, thank you so much.
I hope I was okay, and I hope
No, man, it was shit. You're always shit. You're a terrible person to talk to.
I love you, man. Tu me manques tellement, man. Tu me manques tellement.
Ok. Alors, on se reparle plus tard.
Rattle Fancy for this episode of Shooting It Raw. I really appreciate it. If you want to learn more about the show in general or today's guest in particular, be sure to check out the episode notes at www.shootingitraw.com. That's shooting-it-raw.com. I appreciate everyone who takes some time out of their day to give Shooting It Raw a listen. So get out there, make amazing photos, and be sure to appreciate how amazing the world is. Gratitude and a sense of humor go a long way.